So it is time for another book haul video. The other day went by Goodwill, one of my favorite places to be because you can always almost find something at Goodwill worth picking up on the cheap. And such was the case with me the other day. I found 3 books that I was able to get at the Goodwill store, which I'm happy to add to my collection. So it's time to show off these purchases of mine and perhaps draw in some views if I may. So the first book that I picked up at the Goodwill was this book right here, Escape Velocity by Charles Portis. Charles Portis was, if you don't know, the author of the kind of modern classic Western novel True Grit. And he is also probably the biggest author to ever come out of Arkansas, my home state. So when I saw this book at the Goodwill store, I was like, heck yeah, I'll buy this. What was it, $2.49? It's a hardback too, in pretty good shape. Now it says that it is miscellany. So it is basically just a collection of his shorter writings. And I think there's a play in here as well. I'm not exactly familiar with the contents of this book, but it looks like it has a great variety. It's a pretty varied offering with a lot of different kind of stuff in it. So yeah, I've never read anything else by Charles Portis except True Grit. But what a book that is. A book which deserves its modern classic status, I think. So yeah, Escape Velocity by Charles Portis. Just kind of his miscellaneous writings. I'll be curious to see what this has to offer. Now, the next book that I was able to buy is probably no stranger to people who are familiar with BookTube, and that would be John Steinbeck's East of Eden. I'm not myself a huge fan of John Steinbeck. I mean, I read Of Mice and Men in high school. And, it's all right. It's all right. I tried reading The Grapes of Wrath a long time ago when I was a kid, and I just found it kind of boring. But this is a very highly acclaimed book, especially here on BookTube. I have seen more than one BookTuber really rave over this book. It was considered, I know, by Steinbeck himself as his magnum opus. So, I found it used, right? And I was like, heck yeah, let's pick this up. So, like I say, I'm not a huge Steinbeck fan, but I am curious to see if this book will live up to its hype, because it is a very hyped book. Yeah, that is the second purchase that I made, East of Eden by John Steinbeck. And the third and final book that I got at the Goodwill was Alexander Solzhenitsyn's The Gulag Archipelago, and this is the authorized abridgment of the work. Now, I'm not generally a fan of abridgments, but I believe that Solzhenitsyn himself did this, or at least authorized it anyway. So I'll let it slide. I'll let this be an exception to that rule. Now, the full Gulag Archipelago is like 3 volumes long. It's a massive thing. It won the Nobel Prize for literature, and it is, of course, an immensely important work which exposed to the world the horrors of the communist prison camps in Siberia. And yeah, I've never read it. I have read One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich, which I think is kind of like a condensed and fictionalized version of the Gulag Archipelago. But yeah, I was very glad to pick this up because I don't know if I really have like the fortitude to read this whole thing, the full unabridged work. And I was happy to find this used for a cheap price because I'd rather buy it that way, I guess, if I'm not sure that it's something that I'm just going to, adore. But yeah, I'm really glad to get this. So that is the third and final book that I bought, was the authorized abridgment of the Gulag Archipelago. So those are the books that I have hauled from my visit to the Goodwill store the other day. So let me know if you have read any of these books or all of them. And if you have, let me know what to expect, what you thought about them, if you liked them or not. And as always, if you have enjoyed anything you've seen or heard here today, remember to hit that like button and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And until next time, peace.